What's up, mob? Hey, I'm back. It's your favorite industry outsider. Hey, guys, the season is 35% finished in Supercross, 65% to go. But guess what? Time is ticking. So let's look at some of the guys that are feeling the pressure this video. I think you might be a little bit surprised. And also, remember, subscribe. I'm not sure what's happening, but somehow people are being unsubscribed without unsubscribing. So if you have subscribed, just double check and make sure you're still subscribed. If it's happening to you, just throw it in the comments. I'm working with YouTube trying to figure it out. And the more people that comment that it happened to them, more chance they'll take a look at it and fix it. So let's get into this.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
Eli Tomac is the second most winning rider in Supercross. He only has 2 championships, but he's given away about 4. So it's weird to say that there's pressure on him, but there is. With his age coming back from that nasty Achilles injury, he hasn't shown as much. Yes, he got up on the podium, but there were some mud races and some circumstances, but he also has had one of those weird rides where he fades backwards, which I believe is arm pump from him not being comfortable, and that happens, and it happens more and more as you get older. But if he wants to be an elite guy still, listen, this guy will never not be one of the greats. He's Hall of Fame, he's great, so I don't want to take anything away from it. I don't care if he rides around in 15th. It doesn't diminish his legacy. The dude is savage. But if he wants to maintain an elite status with Jet, Cooper, Sexton, and these guys who it's championship or bust, he needs to show us something. Right now, he's just not. He hasn't shown us anything that he can compete with those guys unless something happens or he gets like a lucky break. Unfortunately, that's just where he's at. But right now, the pressure's ramping up. If he doesn't do something in Arlington or if he doesn't win Daytona, he might be out of this championship hunt. It might just be, a farewell, or maybe his days as an elite rider are over. Another guy who really needs to show us something, and the pressure's on because he's also getting older. He's in that same age bracket as Tomac, Anderson, Malcolm Stewart, Justin Barcia. And yes, I understand. He came into this season recovering from those nasty injuries that he had at the finale in LA, the Super Motocross final. But like I said, we're 35% in. Now you get a week off. He's really got to ramp it up. You can't be back there. I mean, he's shown us absolutely nothing. And that's just not like Barcia. Barcia typically starts these seasons really good. And I do expect him to get better as the season goes on. But the pressure's on. I mean, I have to double check, but I don't think he's signed for next year. And, they're trying to sign Prado, and that team's really cool, and they love Barcia, so I know they'd love to re-sign him, but it's hard to go to that Pierre group, which is the group that owns KTM, Husqvarna, and Gas, and explain why you're hiring a guy with those kinds of results. So he's got to give his team something that they can negotiate with to keep him on that team. Hey guys, if you travel a lot, check out Coach Rob's recipe book. He's got a recipe book for on the go. Stay healthy while you travel. Go to thecoachrobstore.com. Epic Garage Designs. Man, there is so much cool stuff on that site. Just go check it out. epicgaragedesigns.com. Make your garage look just spectacular. You'll be the envy of the neighborhood. This next one's kind of a no-brainer. Husqvarna. The entire 450 team has got to be feeling the pressure. The Pierre group, which is also, KTM, Gas, they're not okay with these kinds of results. Malcolm has shown some speed, but he can't seem to keep it on 2 wheels. He can't get them a result. That would be fine, and it probably wouldn't be as much on the radar if Christian Craig wasn't riding, let's be honest, like Kyle Chisholm. He's back there. He's barely beating privateers. That's not acceptable for a guy riding for factory Husqvarna. And it's weird that he was so good. And yes, I know he's had some injuries and he hasn't got comfortable in the 450, but Craig is way more talented than he's showing. And I'm not sure what's going on with him, but if he doesn't do something or Malcolm doesn't do something big, expect both of those guys to be gone next year. RJ's jumping up and he's going to ride that 450 and see if he can help them feel more comfortable on it, RJ Hampshire. And I would love to see him get in there and show what he can do on that 450. I believe he should be in that 450 class, and I believe RJ would be a top 5 guy. And I think his 450 skills are underrated. So maybe this pressure will force them to put RJ on that bike for a little bit and show us what he can do on the 450. This one's not as much pressure as it's just sad. And do you guys remember about a year and a half ago when I told you guys about Adam Cianciarulo's wrist going numb and having the issues with his arm? So many people called me a liar, said I didn't know what I was talking about. Unfortunately, and I wish I was wrong, and I wish there was something to be done for this. There's just not. He cannot ride. Like, he has these skills and fitness to do more than he's doing. His body won't let him. And it's just really sad to watch. And then he hurt his finger on the other hand. So now he's got one going numb and one with a broken finger. I feel bad for Adam Cianciarulo, but this guy can speak. He's personable. And while his racing career might be over, which sucks, and I hate to say that, and this is right there with Ricky Johnson as far as how depressed I am that it might be over this soon. But let's get him in the booth. Let's get rid of Ricky. Adam is made for this. He's made for the booth. I want to hear him talk. I don't want to hear him leave this sport. He loves it. And it's sad to see his racing career end this way, but I hope he's around for a long, long time. Now, this guy, Cooper Webb, he thrives off of pressure, and he's under pressure right now. He's only 10 points out of the championship lead, but if he lets Jet get on a roll, it could be ugly. He knows he needs to take points from Jet and get in this battle. And let's not forget, he's super good at Daytona. He has battled Tomac really hard there. So I think these next 2 rounds are going to be good for Webb. But it's definitely pressure. But for him, and if I was in his camp, I'm glad there's pressure on Cooper Webb. He does better when there's pressure. When there's no pressure is when I worry about Cooper Webb. Strapped. Hey guys, we're having the cookout in Daytona the Monday following the Daytona Supercross. If you're in that area and you want to join us, head over to Cooksey Mob, register, and come see us. I heard Coach Rob might even be there. But yeah, that. And then also hit up ridestrap.com, get your merch, get your goggles, and just support those guys. They're awesome. Precision Transport. If you've dealt with a trucking company, they suck. They are rude. They overcharge. It is brutal. But guess what? You don't have to. Use Precision Transport. Precision Transport believes in customer service. They support motocross and supercross. They are enthusiasts, and they give reasonable pricing. There's no reason to use any trucking company but Precision Transport. Now to some 250 guys, and I know it's only their second round for the 250 East guys, but thanks to that gigantic first turn pileup, there's some guys that really need to get it going, because let's not forget, their series is a lot shorter than the 450 class. First off, Haiden Deegan. Haiden Deegan looked really good in Detroit, and I don't think the arm's going to be much of an issue. Yes, he broke it, but the dude's tough as nails. 2 more weeks of recovering and getting back on the bike will help him. I don't worry about him, but guess what? You don't want to let Austin Forkner get 3-4 rounds of winning and confidence out of the way, because he's talented. If you look back in his career path was ahead of Chase Sexton back in the 250 class until he had the knee injury, and we all know where it went from there. But you don't want to let a guy with that much talent get in a roll. So it is important for Haiden Deegan to get in there and take some points from Forkner, or at least let him know that it's not going to be a breeze to win this thing. 3 other guys in that 250 East that if they want to be a factor in this championship, they cannot. Their mulligan was taken up, and it was taken by Seth Hammaker, who made that mistake and took everyone out. But Seth Hammaker is also one. He needs to get some points if he wants to be in this battle for the title. Tom Vial, the Frenchman, who he learned Supercross last year, so the training wheels are off. Now it's time to expect podiums and wins out of Tom Vial, but he's got to do it now. He's already lost so many points that first round. If he wants to be a factor, he has to get up there. And also, Cameron McAdoo, never short on effort or desire or flat out craziness. Cameron McAdoo has to do something a little bit more. He's a little down in points, even though he rode, let's say, balls out. Yeah, I know those puns are so overused, and I'm so tired of seeing that boy's undercarriage. It's been all over the internet. Poor guy. But Cameron McAdoo is a savage, and he needs to get something done. Lots of privateers out there really need help. Yes, there's some money at the top of this sport, but there is a steep decline to the guys on the back of that main event and also the guys in the night show and the guys trying to get into the night show. It is an expensive sport. They are working at a loss. So if you want to help out one of these privateers trying to live the dream, head over to Open Fender and you can actually pay their entry fee for them. And if you need a real estate agent, you know your guy. Hit me up, chriscookseymedia@gmail.com. Doesn't matter where you are. I will get your house sold. I will help you find a house or a rental. So hit me up, chriscookseymedia@gmail.com. Thanks, guys, and I will catch you later.